Oh, hello. I'm just walking through the business district. I don't have my space alien or my Illuminati stuff with me, but I just figured I'd bring some light reading to, big city, tinfoil hat. We're going to be talking about business today. Hope you are ready to go. But anyway, enough of that aside. Let's go ahead and talk about taking a stand against bad business. Of course, I did an article this morning looking at some of the Facebooky stuff. Of course, the original publisher of the article, the Verge, they kind of turned it more into, they seem to want to turn it more into the anti-Trump sentiment. Reality, it was more about Facebook data collection and just a caution about all that. But got me to thinking, how do we really take a stand against bad business? What do we do, and how can we do that? Let me know if the video's looking a little bit better today. Hopefully we have that, and then hopefully by the next time I'm scheduled to live stream, which would be Wednesday, maybe we'll have a new computer built by then. I just don't know yet. We'll see what happens. But anyway, let's go ahead and transition over to some comments over here. I'm gonna kind of manage this. I don't have any web pages. I'm just going to kind of do some talking points, mostly from memory. I actually ran out of time to do everything. I have not yet recorded my outdoor philosophy yet, so I will either record it outside in the dark, or I'll record it from the basic spot inside. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I record it outside in the dark, or should I record an outdoor philosophy inside here for the morning? Let me know. Isaiah Briggs, greetings. Ubuntu Linux, hello. It is evening now. Yes, it is. It is evening, and the cats are totally confused because in order to get the best green screen look, I had to move the couch, and they're like, dude, this thing's not supposed to be here. But anyway, I kind of like this setting here, and the green screen works really nice where it is. So pretty nice. KO2610, hello there. Fair Noel comes from a channel where I just became a moderator back to being a non-moderator. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Here, you can be a moderator. Just don't screw it up. It's for fun, you know. Let's see. Cats are sitting very still. Yes, they're sitting very, very still. I don't dare try and run 2 HD cameras on this computer while I'm doing everything else. On top of that, I've run out of spots for my USB port. Run out of USB ports. It's an image. Yep. It is an image. It is an image. Microsoft. Actually, I was going to talk about companies who've officially made my dung list that I will never do business with. Because another company may have made its way there. We're going to talk about that a little bit, maybe. Omar, what's up, yo? Is that like a gunslinging penguin? Cool, it's a gunslinging western penguin. Enigma! That's what I call Enigma's name because I can't pronounce any of that. Greetings, I am doing well. Woohoo, yes, Fairnoes is a moderator. Yeah, I always need more moderators over here. Actually, you look handsome with the tinfoil hat. Well, thank you. I should put a gun on my side, too. You know. Let's see. This guy is very interesting. Like your videos. Well, thank you very much, Krenzis. Haven't seen you before. Welcome. Yeah, this is actually an unusual time. I usually try and do this video at 5. I almost wish I pushed up to 7. It would have given me time to get the other videos recorded I need for tomorrow. 10 p.m. might be going to bed at any point. Yep, that's all right. That's all right. That's okay. We still got Isaiah chilling, I think, maybe. All right, so let's go ahead and talk just a little bit about this. Again, let me know how the video's doing. I'm monitoring the comments, and hopefully we don't run into the lag thing we had yesterday. But anyway, we'll go ahead and see how we work. But anyway. How to take a stand against a bad business, and why might you want to do that? That's just kind of the case. And the thing that got me into this is the best way to keep businesses in line, and what's supposed to be the capitalist way, is to vote with your wallets. Unfortunately, we are not in a capitalist society anymore. A lot of people want to still say we are. A lot of what Ajit Pai did with the net neutrality thing was, oh, get the government out of the internet business. Let the free market take care of itself. And when we are in a capitalist society, the free market will take care of itself. But the problem with that, particularly in line with Ajit Pai, is that we are not in a capitalist society. We are in a corporatocracy or an oligarchy, whichever you want to lean towards. I would accept either one of them based on evidence. What that means is that it is actually the businesses that runs how the world is working, not the government or things like that, because government is supposed to be there to take a stand and protect the citizens. But unfortunately, the government is more often than not protecting the big business interest instead. And that's kind of what we're talking about. So like one bad business I would like to stop doing business with is Comcast, but I don't have a choice. And this is a case where business is not, this is kind of where big business is problematic in that it's not going to take care of itself, because Comcast is not going to fix itself because there is no competition. They have a de facto monopoly, a regional monopoly. There is no one else I can get internet from that is capable enough to do what I need to do for my job. And that is a monopoly, and that is a problem. That should be illegal, but for whatever reason, it's not. And so with that being said, prior to a business gaining that type of hold, what can we do about it? The biggest and best thing we can do is we can vote with our wallets, and we can raise awareness for things. So there is officially one company that is on my bad business list I will not, under any way, shape, or form, do any business with whatsoever, as much as it is allowable by myself, and that is HP. Which is kind of funny because I'm kind of like in the computer tech world. So want to hear recommendations? Here's my recommendation. Stay away from HP, Hewlett-Packard. It is not that their products are bad. I can deal with a product because no product is going to be perfect. You know, occasionally Samsung comes out with a phone that blows up. Occasionally Apple releases a software patch that has, root access enabled for whatever reason. The question is, how does a company deal with it? So another one of these is like Verizon Wireless for cell phones. Verizon Wireless, I have had some issues with their service. However, their customer service is really good. So the story with HP is I was in grad school and my computer died, and my old HP laptop had died. And as a student, I had pretty much zero money. And so I went to the store. This was a Circuit City at the time. And I picked up the best computer that I could get for the money I had, which was nearly nothing. And that was a compact computer. Now, this is right when Vista was rolling out. And Vista was the trifecta of reasons why Vista was bad is, number one, it was a new operating system on a completely different core that was a radical redesign. And so in and of itself, there were some bugs that were not worked out. If you got the service packs in Vista, it was just as good as 7. The second is it required more RAM than computers had at the time. To have Vista running at all, you had to have like a minimum of 2 gigs of RAM. This computer that I had, I think it was 1 gig was the system requirements, but 2 was decent. The computer I bought was running Vista on half a gig, which was fairly standard. We're talking 10 years ago. And so I had this computer that never ran out of the box at all. It was shipped with half a gig of RAM. And the thing would just kept on not working and not working. And then eventually got to the point where it wouldn't even turn on. And so I sent it back to HP, and they said, no, it looks like it was dropped. I never dropped the computer. Never. And I say, well, you know what? It's never worked out of the box. This was only a few months after owning it. And eventually I said, maybe it was dropped by the store I bought it from, but they're not doing anything. This is a warranty. It's a warranted product. You guys figure out why in the world this thing never worked from the very day I opened it up. Very day I opened it up, I take it back to the other store. It's not working. They wouldn't do anything with it. They said contact the manufacturer. The manufacturer would sidestep it, and their service was just horrible. So because of that little $200 or whatever it was computer, HP, screw you. I'm never doing business with you. Never. And I'm recommending everybody stay away from you as a company. I won't buy your printers. I won't buy nothing of yours. If you are in any way affiliated with any business I know of, I will not be doing business. Period. That's my recommendation. Now, that seems very selfish. It seems very standoffish. It seems very jerkish. And in a way it is. But that is how we correct businesses. We correct businesses by stopping our business with them. We have to stop doing business with people who are abusive to us as consumers. And that's one of those things to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and have a look at some comments, and we'll kind of jump back into that. Is that hat warm? Yeah, it's pretty warm. Particularly in the summer, it gets hot, flat out hot. But you know what? The corporations can't read my brains, so that's okay. It's okay to deal with a little bit of heat. Same thing when I worked in restaurants. I used to wear long sleeves when I worked in restaurants because I worked with fryers and steamers. And people are like, it's hot. How do you handle that? It's like, because it's a little bit cooler than getting splashed by hot fryer grease, you know? So, yeah. Tag name is Tag Ferrum. Berber from Algeria. Tag Ferrum. I will try and remember that, but I mean, it looks to me almost like looks like Enigma, and so, you know. But anyway, I'll try and remember that, Tag Ferrum. Depends. Tinfoil hat is an insulator. Yes. Feel bad for not acting on the Farron welcome for a while because of forgetting to fix the segfault issue recommendation applications inside of it. All right. Greetings, Highland. Still in Windows 10. Shh. Highland, did you read the new Microsoft policy update? Ooh, maybe we'll read some of that. Made the button program installation integration work in Budgie Welcome inside of Mint. Farron Welcome OS will be the future of Farron OS. Cool. Package manager for Windows 10. So far, you can install Notepad and Firefox. Sweet. Very cool. Get SpaceX satellite internet. There you go. No, I kind of like how that place in China, there's no worry about patenting. So patents basically become open source per se in the area of manufacturing. You may copy for free. Huh, okay. The worst version of Windows ever made in 2000 called the Millennium. Yeah, we had some Millennium Edition computers at work, and needless to say, we did not generally work on them. If you need a package manager for Tom, you can always check out my package manager. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't really use Windows, so. Greetings, James. How's it going there? Mod me so I can send a link. There you go, Highland. You are a mod. For anyone's interested in Highland's work, go ahead and have a look. Okay. Pizza. Greetings, pizza. Downgrade my Windows hard drive to 7. Thanks, Linux user, for the product key. Then I realized I installed Windows on my Linux hard drive. And I get to reinstall files. Well, it only took you all of 10 minutes, so. Okay, stopped buying HP when they sold me a high-performance edition that had a 5400 megahertz SATA. Yeah, high performance. That ain't high performance, yo. Greetings, World of Linux. How are you? No, you could have done it already. Did ME use the 9X kernel? Ooh. You know, it might have been on NT. That might have been, let's see, I think Windows 2000 was the first time they did NT, right? I'm forgetting my Windows history. ME might have used NT, but I don't know. Biggest concern with Linux Mint and Ubuntu, even though that Linux Mint removed the spy stuff, what about the Ubuntu updates? Well, I mean, what about the Ubuntu updates? Linux Mint will get the Ubuntu updates, but it just doesn't include the package. Now, all the spying stuff in Ubuntu was 3 applications, the installer and 2 other applications, and those are very easy to deal with. So, you know, if you're concerned with that, just keep an eye on those 2 applications. Looking for an OS that works well with my AMD 2200G APU build. I'm using an elementary OS right now. Seems good. Well, if elementary's working, keep using it. We're in a new policy. Now they know your favorite programming languages. Yes. Yeah. So we'll have a look at Microsoft's new privacy policy just released out today, I think. Definitely use 9X. Oh, okay. Definitely use the 9X. Okay, so ME uses the 9X. Which, by the way, fun little history. That's why they skipped Windows 9 and went right to Windows 10. It's because of all of the old programming code looked at 9X, and if they called it Windows 9, it would have confused all of the programs into thinking it was the old core instead of the new one. That's the most likely reason why they skipped 9. All their press release about this is so much better, it's just a bunch of hooey. Greatest meme, that Windows system failed successfully. Okay, Fun with Shell also confirms Emmy had the 9X kernel. Cat, shush. I know you're chasing the ghost. The cat's over there chasing the ghost again. Ghostbusters! See if Aaron. There's any NT for workstations with the first NT. Okay, all right. Thanks, pizza. All right, let's go ahead and jump on back over here. So, as far as what do I look in for a good business? I don't care for perfection because that's impossible to ask. What I care for is customer service. How good is their customer service? Can I call them and get a person on the phone? Is that person on the phone competent, or are they reading a phone script? Can that person deal with real issues, or are they just, someone reading a phone script and saying, whatever. Those are some of those things that you look for in determining if you have a bad business or not. So a thing that's becoming trendy now that I don't care for in the slightest, and this is why I'm thinking Seagate, I might just stop doing business with Seagate because they have no means to contact them. They have a contact page on their website. You go to Seagate's website, you have a contact page, and their contact page has no means to contact them. All it does is just does the same thing Google tends to do, where it just keeps on redirecting you all over the place, just never to a way to reach them, either by email or by phone or any contact forms, nothing. No way to contact these people. Now, why is it okay that Google tends to do that? Because I'm not buying Google services. I'm using Google services. That's a difference. Big difference. But as far as it's concerned with regards to how the Seagate works, I am actually buying a drive, and I had an issue with a drive I just bought. I can't contact them in any way, shape, or form. Which makes no sense. If I have an issue with a drive, I take it to the regular store, and they're like, well, you need to take this to the manufacturer. I contact the manufacturer, and there's no way of getting a hold of them. That's a problem. So I'm done working with Seagate. I lost a Seagate drive in this computer crash. I'm going to replace it with Western Digital. Because Western Digital, they got a phone number right on their website. You can call them. Whether or not I get the best service or absolutely the service that I need, that's yet to be seen. But at least there's a way to have a conversation with them. That is the important part for me. So you need to have a way to contact people. You have to have the way to resolve issues. You have to have, in some ways, an executive customer support who actually has authority to do things. And, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're always going to do what you want, because there's some foolish idiots who want some stupid crap in this world. But at least having the conversation means a lot. This is what these students in Florida had a big problem with, is that it wasn't that politicians didn't want to do anything with the gun laws, it's that they wouldn't even talk about it. That's the type of thing that's the kick in the face. It's like, we hold all the power and screw you, you have nothing you can do about it. That's the biggest problem. And so those are those things that I look at in determining if I want to do business with any individual company. All right, let's see. Greetings, Grant. How's it going? I like the Windows NT new technology kernel. When they started programming the thing, they were lazy to make a quick buck, and even today, when they update the kernel, they are lazy. Yep. Why we don't speak on High Sierra a bit high is seriously sluggish, like Vista. Windows 10 barely works. It works, but it's lazy. The code is lazy, and Windows is inefficient. I don't know if Windows is any more inefficient than GNOME. To play devil's advocate. Let's go ahead and have a look at Microsoft's. Microsoft released a new privacy policy. Of course, I still have an old Hotmail account. That's why I got it. So updates to the Microsoft terms of use. Oh, look at that. That happy family. Oh, isn't that cute? Happy family is, you know, becoming Microsoft's slave. So you're receiving this email because we are updating the services. You know, you can, if you continue to use Microsoft services on or after May 1st, then you agree to the services. And let's see, there's an FAQ page with the summary. So if I click on the FAQ page, that actually, all that does is, there's really nothing there. You can see a full list of the covered products and services here. Which products and services are not covered. Let's see, any business customer related things. So business customer related things are not covered by this new changes. Those all have their own, which you can find at trust.office365.com. There is a summary of the most notable changes here to the agreement. Kitty, find that ghost. Find that ghost. Get that ghost. Yeah, get that ghost. Well, come and say hi. Come and say hi, peoples. What? Hello, peoples. I'm in the big city, too. I like the big cities. Want to go find that ghost? All right, you can go find that ghost if you want. All right, so here is the summary of changes, at least the most significant changes. Of course, we provide a summary of the most notable changes. Cat, how do you get hair everywhere? Sheesh. All right, so number one, in the header, we've updated the publication date. Well, okay, I agree. I agree to be bound by the change of address in the header. I mean, really, I agree. The introduction, we've removed references to our prior Xbox Lives and Skype Live because those have actually changed a little bit. Privacy section, there's a little bit more. I'm just going to skim through to find the parts that are the most relevant. This is funny. In your content section, we've added references to broadcasts and sharing. However, the links in those, I can't read the terms and conditions about using Skype and broadcasting because it takes me to a page not found. So, way to go, Microsoft. You have released a thing binding us to a policy that does not exist. Good for you, Microsoft. Code of Conduct section, we have clarified the use of offensive language and fraudulent activity is prohibited. We've also clarified violation of Code of Conduct through Xbox services may result in suspension or bans from participation in Xbox services, including forfeiture, content licenses, Xbox Gold membership time, Microsoft account balances, etc. Using the service and support section throughout the terms, we've updated references to Skype accounts, which are now Microsoft accounts. So apparently if you had an old Skype account, and that's actually, I still use Skype on a Skype account, not a Microsoft account, apparently as of May, that will officially be a Microsoft account. So that'll be exciting. That might force me completely off of Skype entirely. We'll have to see what happens with all that. We've clarified we may provide service notifications through email, SMS, or other means. For example, by in-product messages. Oh, great. Now that's all I need. Not only is my web browser giving me push notifications, now Skype is too. How exciting. Is it anything like the Windows notifications? Hey, turn on Cortana. No, Microsoft, I turned it off intentionally. Number 7, in using third-party apps and services sections, we clarified that third-party apps and services may include skills, integrations, and bots. We've also clarified that Microsoft is not liable to you or others for information or services provided by third-party apps and services. In other words, hey, we're not responsible for anything that happens over here. That's exciting. Payment section, clarify that for recurring payments, you are authorizing Microsoft to store your payment instrument and process. I have a payment trumpet. I got to tell you, I have a payment trumpet, and I don't like Microsoft storing my payment trumpet. I want my payment trumpet myself. I mean, it does say payment instrument. And process payments with it. We've clarified that we may remind you by email or other reasonable manner. Spell check much? Or grammar check much, I guess. Before any services renew for a term, we've also added a new section for bank account payment methods. That's exciting. Now you can tie your bank account directly to Microsoft. Doesn't that just give you the warm fuzzies to know that your bank account can just be tied right into your Microsoft account? Creepy. For customers living outside the United States, etc. In the contracting entity section, we've updated Skype contracting for cost-free and paid Skype services. Okay, that's just updating addresses. In the limited liability section, we've clarified that limitation applies to a loss or a breach of agreement. So that is basically you are limited in the amount of recovery you could have in the event someone steals all your information and uses it nefariously. You are limited in how much liability they have, and it's a fairly small number. Xbox section, we've clarified when you sign up for Xbox Live or receive Xbox services, information about, this is creepy. For you gamers out there that use Microsoft or Xbox products, this is creepy. The Xbox section, we have clarified that when you sign up to Xbox Live or receive Xbox services, i.e. the app on Windows, information about your gameplay, activities, and usage of games and Xbox services will be tracked and shared with applicable third-party game developers, so Microsoft and third-party game developers can operate their games and deliver Xbox services. We've added new sections for Xbox's Arena and Mixer services in available markets and a new section to address cheating and tampering software. So that's a little creepier for me. Store section, we've clarified the use of terms covered use of and services provided by Microsoft services. In some cases, separate terms may govern the software. We've also clarified ratings and reviews section applies to all digital goods in the store. In the Bing section, we've clarified that Bing and MSN may make content available through Microsoft bots, applications, and programs. We've updated the Bing Places section to include Bing Manufacturer Center. We've also moved the Microsoft Rewards program into its own section. That's probably more related to web crawl things. In the Cortana section, we've clarified the Cortana services are for personal, non-commercial use. We've also clarified our terms relating to Cortana-enabled services, Cortana software, updates, and the use of third-party apps. Now, what would change in there with Cortana is they have the full right to push any new Cortana updates without your consent. That is one of the things they did. In the Microsoft Health Services section, that just gives me the heebie-jeebies right there. We've removed references to Microsoft Health and clarified health bots and health vault insights in available markets. That's all we need, health bots, scrubbing all of our data related to health. They've updated the binding arbitration agreements for those living in the United States, because we allow that crap. And that's all the significant changes, but that is quite an exciting list of things there, Microsoft. So this is those things, is keep tabs on the privacy policies on these things and make a decision. How's this tying to taking a stand against bad business? If you can't agree to those terms, you got to stop using a Microsoft account, which is going to raise fascinating questions, being is that it is my belief, my guess, and I have not found otherwise yet. So it's my guess that in order to keep using a Microsoft account, like in order to unlock Windows from S mode to regular, I think, not 100% sure, but I think you are going to require a Microsoft account to do that. So if you cannot agree to the terms of the Microsoft account, you'll be locked into a system that you can't install any software on, because you also have to have the Microsoft account to access anything in the store. So if you have a Windows computer in S mode, you have to have a Microsoft store to either install software or to unlock the S mode. In other words, if you use Windows, you need to agree to Microsoft's terms. Period. If you're not okay with that, you got to start looking for alternatives to what you're doing. That is certainly it. All right, Windows OS X versus Mac OS X. Neither. Only thing I miss in Windows is programming with C#, but you can still do that with that. What's wrong with GNOME? My reference was somebody had made Windows 10 barely works. It's lazy, code is lazy, and inefficient. GNOME is very much like that. It is lazy. There's no ways to adjust it or alter it without third-party extensions that have no unity with the core. It's inefficient. Why is it that a modern operating system takes so much RAM? That's what I mean. In reference to the earlier content, it is inefficient. It takes way too much memory, and it does nothing. Like KDE, you can do anything and everything with it, and it takes a third of the memory that GNOME does. That's what I'm talking about. It's just the fact that's tied into that. It's lazy. There's no way to adjust any of it, and it's inefficient. That's what my issue was with GNOME. Windows slaves, good one. Okay, I think GNOME is great for tablets and touchscreens. No, it is not. I used to believe that. That was my thought. And then I played around with GNOME on a touchscreen. It is too inefficient. It takes too much memory, and most of your tablets and things, they don't have the amount of memory needed to make it good. And on top of that, there were some other bugs with it. Like I really initially thought that that's what it would be really good for until I picked up a little tablet that I had a chance to play around with some configurations. I actually tried putting GNOME installation on it. It was a miserable bomb. It wouldn't work at all because GNOME just takes too many system resources. And those types of devices don't have tons and tons of RAM. So GNOME is this catch-22. If they got it streamlined down to where it would work on a good touchscreen tablet type interface, that would probably be the best place I'd like to see it. But the only place you can actually run it is on a system which has a lot of system resources because it's so system heavy. And so that's kind of my thoughts on that. Huge thanks to Link's user for the Windows 7 product key. Awesome. Very cool. It's helped you escape from prison. Jailbreak! Jailbreak! Pizza. He's on jail. He's in jail. Word of Linux. With Windows, you need to use net framework stuff. Make lazy software barely works when the problem is Microsoft no longer supports specific version. Greetings, Maverick. LCS. LSC. I'm always going to do that. You're Maverick Salt Lake City, man. All right. Net framework is not going to work anymore. Yep, they're killing it. Seem to use happy families in order to advertise sinister products. Yep. We should redo that. Put in like, families being tortured and whatnot. That'd be interesting. Oh, love Windows. Can't imagine my house without air. Talking about OS. No. All right, there you go. Only thing I have tied with my bank is PayPal. Yeah, and that's probably the safest bet. Microsoft, my bank account. Yep. Got rid of my Xbox One S and now using Steam on Linux. There you go. So Microsoft wants to tie your bank account to your Microsoft account. That sounds like a big, fat, valuable target for hacking. Yes, it does. Wait to buy one because I heard they are remaking it. Okay. Need to figure out how to install Steam OS. Well, you can install Steam without Steam OS. Steam OS would be interesting, though, right, Kitty? Kitty's down here. He's done chasing the ghost. You want to come up, Kitty? You want to come up? Come on. You want to come up? I'm sure people would like to see the kitty. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Where to download it? Just go to Steam's website. You can download all the files you need of it. Install if you're using a computer for gaming. Don't use Steam OS. Bad performance in games. Okay, interesting. Debian is easy to learn. Yeah, I agree. I agree. There's controversy on that message. What was that message? I'm always curious. Oh. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's a questionable one. Yeah, I mean, I agree with both. I agree with both. Yeah, yep. That was a good comment though. Spending my whole day setting Windows 7 and made the same mistake I did when installing it in the first place. Kitty kitty. That's right. You enjoying the big city? You enjoying the big city? Are you? Yeah? You want my hat? Aw. From the abandoned house to the penthouse. Not bad. You know, I mean, I move in interesting circles, you know. I mean, the abandoned house is just down the street. I mean, the city, I just, you know, hopped on an old red eye last night after the show. So, you know. Just repository with Debian. All right. So I guess the next thing on the topic of this, I'm just kind of shooting these ones off the cuff. The best thing, as I said at the beginning of this, the best thing we can do is if we find a business that we don't agree with their tactics, we need to stop doing business with them, either for the short term or for the long term. So in my town area here, I stopped shopping at Weiss grocery stores for a while. I gave them like a month suspension is what I did. Because I go into the Weiss and there's a lettuce laying on the ground. Now this wasn't a lettuce in a bag. This is loose leaf lettuce. Some lettuce sitting on the ground. Some Weiss employee walks by, picks it up off the ground, and just throws it right back up there for sale on the shelf. I saw that. I emptied my cart immediately and walked out of the store. No, not doing it, man. Not doing it. I mean, at least take the thing into the back and pretend. Like the best thing to do would be, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying you have to throw it away, but at least take it to the back and wash it, you know? But he just picks it right up off the floor, throws it back on the shelf for sale. And I'm like, how many other things have been on the floor? Because I eat things like that. I mean, I buy fresh fruits and vegetables and I try and avoid buying them in bags if I can to avoid the waste. So that gave Weiss a 3-month suspension. I'm going on about a year-long suspension from the Wegmans Cafe. And the reason is here in Pennsylvania, we're a little odd. The cat is, yeah, the cat is just laying on the keyboard. Yes, you go do that again. That was cute. I wanted the people on the camera to see that. That was cute. All right. Whoa. I don't know what happened. My thing just went crazy. Apparently I just clicked on the whatever. Are we still streaming? Oh, there we are. All right. Whoa. Testing something real quick. Okay. The cat played with some things on the keyboard, and I was like, what's going on? What's going on, man? What's going on? Anyway, hopefully we're still on, because my timer reset for my live stream. That was interesting. But it's because the kitty played with something. I'm not sure if he reset something or whatever else. I'm not quite sure what happened. There we are. Wait. I think we're back. All right, kitty, stay off the keyboard this time. Yeah, Kitty decided to click some things on the mouse. Anyway, so Pennsylvania is weird in that we have some interesting liquor laws where prior to a couple years ago, you could only get like liquor, wines, and beer, like wines and stronger drinks at a state-run liquor stores. But then you could only buy beer from a beer distributor. Many states in the United States, you can buy, you know, some combination of that stuff at either grocery stores or at gas stations and things. And Pennsylvania has kind of been leading the charge, and to try and change that. But the unfortunate thing is that they swung the pendulum way too far the other way, because in most other states, while you can buy alcohol at a grocery store or at a gas station, it has to be separate in most states. There's some states that it's not, but it has to be separate in most states. So in a gas station, a separate door you have to go into for alcohol purchases, a separate door for purchases at your grocery stores and things. And while most of the stores in our town, like the Weiss, for example, they have taken a corner of the store and made a liquor store out of that, I'm okay with that. But at Wegmans, what Wegmans did is they have a little cafe where you can buy any number of any amount of food to eat. And then there are tables where you can sit down and eat, and you can buy your coffee and sit down and have your coffee at some tables. But they literally, and I don't even know how this is even legal. You literally have to walk through a wine store to get to the tables. I have a big objection to this for two reasons. Number one, we do not need to walk children who are eating with you through an alcohol store to sit down and eat the food that you just bought. And the second thing is you shouldn't have to, if you are a recovering alcoholic wanting to eat, then you shouldn't have to walk through an alcohol store in order to get to tables that you ate. So since they put that stupid decision in, I won't buy anything from the cafe at Wegmans anymore. So as much as I like their prepared foods, it's off the table. I won't do it. Not at all. And I will not eat there until that is gone. It's kind of a catch-22 because it could be gone for already, but I don't know. And this is the thing, is they took out half of the seating to do that. Dude, take out the other half. Put the alcohol store at the back end of the seating. I'm okay with that. But don't make me walk my children through a liquor store to get the tables to sit down and eat. So I'm not shopping there. And that's the type of stuff we need to deal with. We need to stop turning over and going, oh, well, there's nothing else. And the greatest perfect example of this recently is Snapchat. Snapchat redesigned their entire system. Millions of their users came out and signed a petition saying, we hate this, give us the option to go back. And they're like, no, you're going to like it. You're going to like it either way. Guys, stop! Stop using the stupid application. If that 1.5 million stopped using it and cited stupid layout, they might fix the stupid thing. For crying out loud, let's take a stand against these businesses and stop being pushovers and letting them do what they want to do to us. If they redesign the thing and it's horrible, stop using it. That's what I did with Skype. While I still have it on some Linux desktops, every place where they forced me to update Skype, it got uninstalled instead. And it ain't going back. That's the type of thing we need to look towards. We need to be serious. We need to take back control. We need to stop letting the businesses tell us how we are going to do things, and we need to have some guts. Is Snapchat really a necessity in life? No, it's not. In fact, it's probably something that's taking way more of your time than you realize. It's something that is deeply addictive, pushing notifications, and problematic. So if 1.5 million people signed a petition and said, please change it back, and they said, what if those 1.5 million people stopped using it altogether? They might get the picture. Because they'll have to go into their owners, or I don't even know if they're a public company or not, I don't remember, go back and say, well, we lost 1.5 million people because they hated our redesign. The shareholders will be going, dude, change it back! But that's kind of the case. You know, that's the type of stuff, you know? That's the type of thing we need to keep in mind, is that we need to be serious. We need to take a stand. We need to stop letting a business dictate to us what they are going to do. We need to read these policies, read the terms and conditions, read all of this stuff, and then understand, is this something we're okay with? And if it's not, then stop using it. That's the thing. That's actually why I stopped getting gas at Sheetz, because Sheetz happened to be one of the ones leading this big push for alcohol. And I think that's going to, in 10 years down the road, we're going to see these slums in Pennsylvania shoot through the roof because Sheetz led the charge to allow alcohol anywhere and everywhere in their store. That I can't walk into a Sheetz anymore without being constantly bombarded with alcohol messages. So bye, Sheetz. I'm going to go somewhere else instead. You know, that's the thing we need to do. That's the type of thing we need to do. Kitty wants his own foil hat. Yeah, every time I try and give him a foil hat, he doesn't wear it. Tools like YouTube DL will also capture the chat data too. I don't know. Hello, Mountaineer Braz. Heard you support Trump. What's your political ideology then? No, I don't. I don't get much involved in politics. I'm right down the middle. I voted for Trump because I think Clinton's the Antichrist. I'd rather have a corrupt businessman than a bad politician in office for president. And you know, Clinton's just is a bad, corrupt career politician. Let her go and figure something out in her life first before she runs for president. At least Donald Trump did something. Agree with him or disagree with him, at least he knows how to succeed in this world without being a stupid politician. That's why I voted for Trump. But I thought both of them were just pick your slaughterhouse to lead your cows to the slaughter. They probably would have both done bad things. They would have done different bad things, but neither one of them was a good option. So no, I don't support Trump. But I don't support Clinton either. And I'd be hard-pressed to find a politician in modern days I would support. Good evening, Keegan. Just got home from a giant flea market and Bass Pro Shop. Sweet. Yes, Kitty has incredible eyes. Well, his eyes used to be blue. He was a kitten. He had the cutest blue eyes. Got an ISO for SteamOS. You might want to double check that. I didn't recall SteamOS had an ISO. What you did is kind of the same way you would load an operating system on a Raspberry Pi. It's more of a disk image, not much of an ISO. So double check and vet that thing before you try it. Which OS is your cat running? No, he uses Puppy Linux. Comments don't seem to show up on the screen. Oh, you know why? It's because that stupid... It's because of that stupid thing. YouTube keeps changing stuff. At the top, there's this top chat and live chat. It's so stupid because it defaults to top chat and it filters out a bunch of chats. So I apologize if I'm not getting things. It's so annoying. So stupid annoying. Liquor is the moneymaker for any restaurant. Yep. It also causes more problems than it solves. It's my take. I'm not a prohibitionist, but I think alcohol causes way more problems than it solves. I can't find a problem. I can't find a problem that alcohol solves, but I can point to a lot of problems it creates. Yeah, Apple's taking off the headphone jack and putting on the notch on. Yeah, and I think Sony now is looking at taking off the headphone jacks too. I mean, like everybody, it's like, hey, let's follow this stupid. Like, I don't think these companies have realized that Apple has not been innovative in a long time. It's probably a bad idea to copy what Apple's doing right now, but everyone's doing it. You know what? I will not buy a smartphone without a headphone jack. I use my headphone jacks daily. Had family over today. Respond back this evening. Okay. Word has been on the floor and you thought where it's been. Covered manure, bugs, and bird crap. Yeah. Whole lot of people react to me when they're starting to ditch Facebook. React to me when they are starting to ditch Facebook and going to Instagram. But then I say Facebook owns Instagram. They're not educated. Yeah, that's the thing. Yep. Oh, yeah, no problem. I support tinfoil fedoras. Tip of the hat to you, sir. Or ma'am. I'd guess, sir, like, since I had that big spike in my subscriber base, I think everybody that resubscribed to the channel recently is a male, because my percentage rates went from 3% female to 1.8% female viewers. Didn't necessarily support Trump. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Clinton's just super corrupt. Antichrist to you. Been serious. I think you're falling for that Russian propaganda. Is it possible to install some type of equalizer system? Manual here with equalization. Every time switch links gets into my apologies, Mountaineer. I've actually been trying to monitor that a little bit and be a little bit more on the cuff, but I'm just, my entire life's been an upheaval for the last week, so yeah, kind of went everywhere. I don't know if there's some automatic thing. I don't know. Become a society that shrugs its shoulders and says, what can I do about it? And wait for someone else. Yep. Succeeded, it's in heavy in debt, and he's been bankrupt 6 times and bailed out by Russia and Saudi Arabia. Think religion should affect politics and people's political ideas. Secularism is the best. See, I would disagree, because you can't separate who you are from what your beliefs are. And if you banish religion, you allow only one belief, and that is humanism, which in and of itself is a religion. I have an entire channel that that deals with this kind of stuff as well, but I'm not going to go into it in more detail right here. Well, I love Samsung. They still have the phone. I thought they removed it in one edition of the phone, and then after uproar, they put it back. So at least they're listening to their customers. Apple's just trying to do rebranding to teach their customers why their customers are wrong. It's like the only company in the world that can do that. We still... Of course, if you worship at the great altar of iMacintology, then of course you have to. But yeah, oh, I put my phone back upside down. Yeah, don't be an iMacintologist. That's the moral of the story. Don't be an iMacintologist. Three things I require on a phone: a headphone jack, a removable battery, and an SD card slot. Yep. Yeah, I have 1 out of 3 on the Nexus 5X. No removable battery, no SD slot, but I don't use a ton on an SD slot on a phone anyway. I probably would. I mean, but I think the best phone ever was probably the Galaxy S5. Is it the 5? Yeah, I think I had a Galaxy S5 at one point in time. Removable battery, headphone jack, HD, pretty much everything. SD card slot. Love that phone. That was a great phone. Comcast is a silent partner in Hulu. Yes. Choices has Iowa battleship against Russian submarine war. I don't know. Thinking of switching to a flip phone that still stores lots of music. Yeah, I actually have a flip phone that does that. I have an Alias 2, which is a very nice phone from Samsung. Got it about 10 years ago, and it's actually stores phone. I don't think it has a traditional headphone jack. It has a micro headphone jack, though. But I'm pretty sure it'll store music. And it has an SD card. It's like SteamOS ISO is from the official Steam repository. Okay, all right. That must be something new then. See a girl interested in Linux. Yeah. Anna Rita, interested in Linux. I think it's bold but correct business move. Okay. How do the stats know what gender they are? Did YouTube just ask them for their pronouns? Yeah, they might have. They might have. Who knows? Bluetooth has come such a long way in audio quality. Yes, but the reality is, though, is that I don't want to spend extra money on Bluetooth headphones. I'm very happy with the pile of regular headphones I have. And frankly, I'd rather just have regular headphones than Bluetooth ones. Yet another device to lose. Yet another device to charge. Yet another... It's like, no. I don't want all that crap, you know? about the scandal in the election that Facebook was used for propaganda to take over by Russian trolls. Apparently it was all Trump. Sorry, YouTube blocked the link, but it's .com. Oh. You have an Apple product? No. Yes. This is the last Apple product I'm ever going to buy. Other than if I might need something for development testing. But no, I have an iPad that I like. I have a Mac. I have this. I hate Apple products, and the reason this is the last is their UI has gone to hell, their QI has gone to hell, their software's gone to hell, and their hardware's gone to hell. There's nothing left to stay in Apple for. But back when my first smartphone was an Android, and it was a great phone, but then I got an iPad because I wanted to do some website development testing on the iPad. So I got the iPad, and then utilizing the iPad, I realized, like, I mean, that was iOS 6, I think, and it was just absolutely amazing. And so when I got onto needing to switch my phones, I'm like, I'm going to go to an iPhone. Now, as far as the Mac, I have that mostly for development testing purposes and things. Just in my day-to-day job, I need to know how to use all operating systems. So I have all operating systems. And the problem is, though, is that Apple has lost their ever-loving mind. Their hardware is excessively overpriced and completely non-upgradable, and not particularly all that good anymore, particularly since they keep on removing useful functions. Like a MacBook Pro with only one type of input port, that's stupidity. That's not Pro. That's MacBook Lite. That's what that is. And then the iPhone, the same thing. It's like, okay, you've given me now a phone that has no headphone jack, no slot expansion, no battery, and the UI keeps on going goofy. And I think it was Front Page Tech actually did a video late last night looking at a bug that actually made its way into an Apple commercial. And it was very hilarious. So you should watch that one. It's kind of fun. So that is the last Apple product I'm going to buy, is the iPhone SE, because they've just lost their ever-loving mind. I'm just not doing Apple anymore. And I've never actually bought an Apple product new. I think my iPhone 4 and 5C were both new on contract. So I didn't like pay out of the pocket for them, but those were on contract. The SE I picked up used. My both the iPads I've had I picked up used, and my Mac I picked up used. My other phone, this will be my primary phone probably soon. It is a Nexus 5X running Lineage OS, completely stripped of Google, secured with Tor, and then I only run open source applications on it, and I sideload everything just to make sure, you know, there's really no external connections that I don't know about. So that's the phone that I use, and I really like that. There's a few little things I think I'll miss when I finally move away from the iPhone, but they're things I can probably deal with. So that's kind of that. Check for Ruskies under your bed. Yeah, you do need to check for Ruskies under your bed at night. Yep. Can't stand Apple, but I love the iPad 2 or 3. I hate curved corners as much as I hate notches. Yeah, now the Android phones are starting to do notches. It's like, why? Why? I will not buy a phone with a notch, okay? Like, a bevel is not evil. Like, this one here, I mean, ooh, it's got a little bit of a bevel on the top and on the bottom. Whoop-de-flippin'-do! I don't want an edge-to-edge screen. You touch it accidentally too much. It's insanity. S3 refuses to die, and you're happy with that. Awesome. Don't need to ban religion, but religion has no place in politics because you are automatically discriminating against people. No, you're not necessarily automatically discriminating against people. Religion, if I follow a faith, it doesn't mean I automatically discriminate against other people. It means that we don't have we don't share fundamental beliefs about how you should live your life and things like that. But guess what? Welcome to a democratized society. There's always people you disagree with. We can't sit there and ban religion because, ooh, we might offend somebody. grow some thick skin to navigate in this world, honestly. Any thoughts on the Linux phone? I will not be an early adopter. I mean, I don't care if the phone I run is Linux necessarily. I care that the phone I run is something that I can control, I can support. I mean, I care that it's a phone that works for me, that doesn't have automatic connections. So things like an iPhone, too many automatic connections back to Apple. So I'm done with that. Anything with running Google services, don't want to run that. But the phone that I can take it, I can unlock it, I can flash something like Lineage on it, I'm okay with that. That suits what I need. I don't have to have my phone running Linux. As far as the Librem 5, I like what they're doing. I like that they have brought together them, UBports, and Plasma team to all work on the Linux phone together, which I think is going to be a good thing down the long haul. However, I'm not an early adopter. I don't buy phones new, and I think the phone is extremely overpriced. So that's kind of my thoughts about that. But I think the iPhone and the new Samsungs are overpriced too, Yes, Santa Rita, I was just talking about you. So somebody asked about ladies who like Linux. If you're a smasher, communist countries are free of being governed by people without any religious beliefs. Yes, that is true. Communist countries are indeed free of people. Yeah. He's talking about me. I guess he needs to pay me my commission then. Yep. I'll pay you your commission. I'll get it in the mail. I gotta get you your commission. Kitty, come here. I have to pay Anna Rita the commission, and that means a picture of you. Oh, come on. All right, Anna Rita, here's your commission.
Hello, Anna Rita. Find that kitty for me. I want to see my digital girlfriend.
Yeah? Is that what you want to say? Yeah? What you want to say? All right. So there's the commission to Anna Rita. It's pictures of the kitty. All right. No, you don't want a communist president. Nope. Only atheist governments in history have been communist. Not sure I have enough history under my belt to know that for sure. Kitty, stay off my mouse pad. You clicked something last time and I didn't like it. All right. I hope to start putting together my tech education services post-taxes, and we'll probably have you do a site. Gonna cut more costs to be able to save for the website. All right. Yeah, that's fine. I am not exactly hurting for things to do right now, Mark. It's up in the country itself. Communism is not about personal freedoms. It's about economic system of equality. Never purchase an Apple product. Never will. All right. Let's have more likes for the live stream. Come on, peoples. All right. Yeah, like it if you like. If you don't like. Like you don't like. Right, Kitty? Kitty's like, you're confusing. Kumar, just installed Open Media Vault on my Raspberry Pi. Connect my external hard drives working fine. I'm looking for an app for iOS I can share files. I have not found one. The closest I've gotten is with VLC, you can download music. That's about it. But it irritates me that on Android VLC, you cannot download from your NAS. You can stream from it, but you can't download from it. Late, did you talk about the FBI dude yet? Which FBI dude? Fill me in on what FBI dude, and I'll see if I know anything about it. Also, atheist governance means secular country, And a country does not need to become communist in order to be atheist. Okay. Don't like anyone forcing their beliefs onto others. The sad reality is, though, is that communist countries force their beliefs on others. And that's just as bad as that's just as bad as a theocracy, which is when the religious beliefs are forced on its citizens, versus what biblical Christianity isn't forced on anybody. There's proselytizing, which simply is telling people about your faith, but in true Christianity, in true biblical Christianity, there's nothing forced about it. Modern evangelicals here in America, they tend to like to force that. Force it and force it and force conversations. This is what I tell people to do. Let people know where you stand and love them. That's what you need to do. That's what the biblical call to Christianity is. It's not forcing people to. It's not using every interaction as a means to force somebody to accept Jesus or something. We got to get over that. Municipal, 24 years. Generally, half the people disagree with everything. Yep. Yeah, and especially in a country like we have right now, we will never all be on the same page about one thing. If we can get a 60-40 split, that's good. Can you do Tor for mobile? Never seems to work properly. Gets blocked by my carrier. I don't have any problem with it. I'm using Orbot, and I'm on Verizon Wireless. Now, there's some web pages that don't like Tor, so you have to be aware of that. But if you find one of those, usually just, I mean, if they're completely anti-Tor, you're probably not going to use them. If they're a Cloudflare site, you'd have to enter a reCAPTCHA. If it's places like The Verge or something, occasionally you just have to change your Tor identity. Like half of their servers are blocked, half of them aren't. Don't know what processor is better for Linux, Intel or AMD. Currently have AMD processor because I am cheap, but what does Linux run better on? You know, I have an AMD and I have most of my computers are Intel, and I haven't really had any real problems either way, honestly. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Animal Facts is calling you. Despite being governed by a communist... Okay, let's see. Communist countries did have deities. Names like Stalin and Mao. Kitty's always a good payment, and your virtual cat girlfriend spends her time under the bed. Yeah, your virtual cat girlfriend's under the bed, dude. He's like, dude, man, come on. He was chopped a long time ago, so I don't think he cares. Christians in China, they aren't exactly free to practice. Correct. If you're making politics, you are influenced automatically by your beliefs. You would find it hard to go against your beliefs. Just like abortion, for instance, is not up to debate. Okay, that's a good question, John. So let's address that one. I think we're completely off topic at this point, but we'll just kind of keep chatting until we run out of things to say. All right, so the reality is that you have beliefs no matter what. Whether your beliefs are rooted in some Christian view, some Islamic view, some cult view, some completely secular or humanist view, you have beliefs, and those beliefs will dictate what you do. Well, if you happen to believe, for example, that you can murder people in the streets, obviously that's something that most people wouldn't agree with, and you probably wouldn't make a good political person. Now, can a person be a Christian and allow for abortion? Yes. See, this is a problem, is that if you trace back some of the politics and some of the, particularly the Christian politics, and how did Republicans get tied in with right-wing Christian? It's a fascinating story that has a lot to do with groups like, and I can never remember the name of that one. I think it's like the American Family Association. I think that's it. The AFA, Focus on the Family, these types of guys. These guys want to legislate morality. It is completely wrong. We are not called to legislate morality. And the impact of this that you find, and I discuss this a lot more in my Christian channel at Our Walk in Christ. You can check out videos over there. But that's a great question. I want to address it here. So we will get a little Christian for a bit. In the world of Corinth, Corinth itself was a pagan culture. The Apostle Paul wrote 2 letters to those in the Bible, 1st and 2nd Corinthians. We also have the letters of Clement, which were also written either to or from Corinth. As Clement was a follower, those are not the biblical letters, but they are considered part of the New Testament Apocrypha. And they're fascinating letters to read. The culture of Corinth, it was sex out of control, it was orgies, it was homosexuality, it was temple prostitutes, it was pagan worship, it was idolatry, all this kind of stuff. As Paul writes his 2 letters to Corinth, never one time did he tell the people to change that culture. That's not the job. The job of the Christian is not to go in and say, you need to conform to our laws. That's what the Crusades did. And it was wrong of them. That's what a theocracy does. The Christian view is to change the heart of the person. I, as a person, could live in a crazy, out of control culture as a moral citizen because of the power of Christ within me. That's kind of what happens. So if I were to be running for president, which I'm not because I'd probably just start a war too quickly. If I would be running for a president, I would not be pushing for laws to say openly legalize abortion, because the biggest challenge that we get is if you want to legalize abortion so you can have crazy sex out of control and the hell with the consequences, you're not living inconsistent with life. And so wake up a little bit. You don't want a baby? Keep parts out of yourself, yo. Okay? But I would absolutely compromise on a bill that looked at rape, that looked at forced stuff, whether religious or otherwise, that looked at certain diseases or things like that. I would allow some gravity based upon the Christian view of compassion for the world. But I wouldn't be completely anti, you may not kill a child in you for any reason whatsoever. Even though in my personal life, that's the viewpoint I would take. In the Christian viewpoint, to be raped, you might say that was bad, but let's see what God has in store for this. I could not possibly ask a secular or an atheist person to adopt that view because it's radical. If Christianity is anything, it is radical. But it's not to force our beliefs on the culture. It is to conform our beliefs to our God. And that's the difference of Christianity. And so you can interact in the world without being this, horrible dualist person necessarily. FBI dude that just got stripped from his pension. I didn't hear about it. I'll have to look into it. All right. You know what is synergy is, well, it's used one keyboard with different system, like on one system. If you don't know, search on Google. Synergy. It's use one keyboard with different system. I don't know what you're talking about there. Linux, Windows, I don't know. See, if the people find God their own way, if they do not find it, so be it. Yep. Communism works until you run out of other people's money. Probably. Yep. God gives free will for a reason. Our faith means more when we choose it instead of being forced. Yes. Hate capitalism only because the ads beside anything free. Communism uses state-owned enterprises for government income and collective labor of the people, not the people's money, except, of course, there are corrupt ones. Yep. Politics is just a way to divide and conquer. Yep. Even democratic societies force their beliefs on others. Doesn't have to be a religion. Just take America, how they force their beliefs. Thing you do is vote with your wallet. Yep. AFA constantly boycotts companies just because those companies support gay rights. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, there was a big deal, a number of years back. I'm not sure if it still is the case, where they'd be like, avoid Pepsi, don't buy Pepsi products, because they support gay rights. And the Southern Baptist Convention had a boycott against Disney. You know what caused them? See if anybody can answer this in the comments. What caused the Southern Baptist Convention to lift their boycott of Disney? Who knows the answer to that? Leave me that in the live feed there. I want to see if anybody can pinpoint that. What caused Southern Baptist Convention to lift their boycott of Disney? And while you answer that and the things feed back on, what we're going to do now is I'll tell you another fun little story about this topic. There's an entire mutual fund account based exclusively on trading companies that only follow biblical viewpoints. It's called the Timothy Fund, and I'm not sure I'd invest in it, quite honestly. If I give McDonald's money for a cheeseburger, and McDonald's pays a corporate executive who funds gay rights things, and one of them either does or did, I am not pushing the gay agenda if I buy a cheeseburger from McDonald's. Now they have that money. They are culpable before God, gods, or the state for what they do with their money. So be it. Is that going to stop me from buying a cheeseburger from McDonald's? No. For crying out loud, if we did that, then all of us would just be sitting here, we're not buying anything because it all can be evil. It's a twisted version of materialism that happened, not the materialism we know now, but materialism as it was originally defined by the old church fathers, where materialism basically meant that everything of the world is evil. So, that's kind of it. Let's see some other comments here. So the strongest witness is leading by example. Yes. In fact, I think it was Augustine who said, preach the gospel at all times using words only when necessary. Okay, mother disowned her child because it said he'd vote for Trump. That's horrible. Abortion is not killing babies. It's about the right to control your own body, and I support for that. Well, here's the thing, is you have to ask that question, who is helping the unborn baby's body? Because that is a body too. By every definition, that is a separate body from the mother. And that's why I look at the context. If you're just drunken, partying, sex out of control, I'm sorry, do something different, But of course, get rid of that. Now we influx the world with a bunch of children from bad families and relationships, and that's not good either. I mean, this is not a simple this or that discussion. That's the thing. I would have disowned my mother. She voted for Crooked Hillary. If you become president and start a war, can I be in your army? I've got 9 years experience. Sure, man. Let's do it. People should decide whether they want to do with their body. That's correct. But again, that baby is not your body. That's someone else's body. That's what makes this a difficult call. Well, yeah, as far as me for my graphics card, I'm using the same graphics card I have been using for a while. So, and I know it works. Not buying a new one of those. Can't afford it these days. I don't want the government to tell me what to do with my body. I don't like abortion, but I agree with the choice. Okay. So if I decide to use my body to kill another person, it's my choice. And that's the antithesis. That's exactly it. Problem with religion, and that's why they shouldn't be involved in politics some form. Christians do find the problem. Politics is just a cancer that divides people. I agree. And McCall, the FBI has not lost his pension. He will lose it if he is convicted of wrongdoing. It is, however, reduced because of what he has fired before his next anniversary date. Missing out with synergy because it's really useful tools. Please search for it because you don't get it. Could save you time and increase your productivity. Yeah, I'll see if I can think about that. All right. I boycott Disney because they don't allow adults to wear costume at Disney World. They should. Don't eat McDonald's. It's really bad for your health. Not in moderation. I mean, you can eat McDonald's every now and again without it being bad. But yeah, don't eat there all the time for sure. In reality, though, the thing about McDonald's that's bad is the French fries and the soft drinks. It's not the cheeseburgers. I hate it when people say, I really like a lot of Joe Cross's work, but at the same time, he's like, his slogan is, I was one cheeseburger away from a heart attack. No, the cheeseburger wasn't going to give you the heart attack. It's that supersized soda you're drinking. That's what's going to give you the heart attack. The cheeseburger is probably the healthiest thing in your meal. Of course, if it's a McDonald's cheeseburger and it's full of preservatives, that's kind of scary too. My wife donates money for the church, even though I might not donate myself. It does not mean I no longer love her or hate her. Yep. The answer to the abortion issue is to make better choices. If I was president, I'd bring back the firing squad. All right. All right, I didn't hear any answers yet. What caused? Let's type it in now. What caused the Southern Baptist Convention to lift the Disney boycott? One lady tried to convince me to support abortion and claimed that fetuses are just a mass of cells until birth. Yeah. Okay, McDonald's is really horrible for your health. Believe me, I'm not building an argument here, but you can research for yourself. I mean, I actually have a doctorate in toxicology with a specific emphasis in nutrition. That's something that I have studied extensively. I mean, it's not going to kill you like tomorrow, but you wouldn't want to do it a lot. Okay. What would happen if the person that says any type of abortion is okay? Where would that person be who has opinion if the mother aborted that person? Yep. I'm going to take it that nobody knows the cause of the lift. What caused Southern Baptist Convention to lift the Disney boycott is when Disney did Chronicles of Narnia. That's all it was. When Disney decided to do Chronicles of Narnia, what happened is they looked at it and said, all of our people who are going to go watch Chronicles of Narnia are going to disobey our boycott. And so that we don't put them in an issue with the church, we're going to lift the boycott. A movie. That is how lame we happen to be in that respect. Yeah, teenagers cannot even vote. All right, we're going to do last call for comments. I'm going to go ahead and feed the kitty here in a moment. Of course, if you would like to help support the channel, you can check out switchtolinux.com/support. You can find some Amazon links, the PayPal links over there. I'm on Patreon, patreon.com/TomM, and there is a merchandise store, shop.switchtolinux.com. I have mouse pads, which actually is showing up way better on the green screen than it usually does. But I have mouse pads, I have things like t-shirts and travel mugs. Can I get a good view of that? I don't think I can get a good view of the travel mug. And, of course, I have water bottles just like the travel mugs. So things like that, you can pick those up at shop.switchtolinux.com. We're going to go ahead and do a little call for last comments, and we're going to go ahead and feed that kitty. Everyone's favorite time of the day. Kitty, kitty. There you are. There you are. Come on. Come on. Yeah. You want some kitty kitty treats? Do you want some kitty kitty treats? Oh yeah, buddy. Some kitty kitty treats. Oh, you smell good. Oh yeah, get some kitty kitty treats. Oh, one more. Oh, and let's do one from this angle, this angle, this angle. Okay, you're going to do that angle again. All right. You like that angle, huh? Hey, finger looking good? Yeah, they are. Do you want kitty treats too? The other kitty just showed up. I think she wants some kitty treats too. All right, you've had yours. Now let's see if little girl wants to come up and get some kitty treats. Come here. You want kitty treats? You want kitty treats? Come here. You want kitty treats? She's like, I want kitty treats, but I don't really want to be held right now. Come here. Come here. Come here. Kitty treat. Aww. You got 2 more if you want. Now the other kitty's jealous. He's like, but, oh, one more. Aw, yeah. You like kitty treats, don't you? Yes, you do. Want to say hi to peoples? You're talkative. You want to say hi? Come on, say hi. Say hi. Want to say hi? There you go. There you go. What? You each got 3? You each got 3? You each got 3, man. He's sitting down here giving me these eyes. He's just like, but I want more. Sell some Tux plushies. I don't think I can. Thought it would have been Freemason, fake Baptist minister that lifted the ban. Nope. It was a movie. Disney CEO Eisner got called out by a shareholder. Then she apologized to Christians, kinda. I was Z's. The only cure is watching kitties being fed. Aw, well, good to know you're living. You're getting your medication on this channel. Imagine if Frodo or Luke Skywalker said that. Chair looks uncomfortable. No, it's actually very comfortable. It's actually an outdoor chair. Oh, it's actually a very nice, comfy chair. Do I think of Professor Stickman? I've never heard of Professor Stickman. Did I? I don't know. I mean, I wiped him off a little bit, and I might have used a different hand, too. I can't remember. But, you know, I don't care. Right, kitty. I live with a cat. I don't think he's got anything I'm gonna catch. Should have stickers. You should have stickers to see too. I'll see what I can do with stickers. I might be able to do stickers. I'll have to look into that though. All right, folks. We're gonna go ahead and jump off here. So thanks for watching, and hopefully by the time we do another live stream, I might actually have another computer up. I just don't know yet. It's gonna depend on how quickly I can get parts here and find time to assemble things. You know, go through that bearing process of all 15 minutes to install an operating system, things like that. I don't know. See what happens. But anyway, thanks for watching, folks. You'll get to bring your hat next time along, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Catch you later.